Have you ever felt like your dog is pulling away from you? But you can't figure out why most owners assume their bond is solid, just because their dog is fed, walked, and sleeping at the foot of the bed. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on 10 hidden habits that are quietly damaging your relationship with your dog. And the last one will completely change the way you think about what it means to comfort them. Now, let's dig in. Number 10. Too many rules, too little reward. You love your dog, so you want them to be well behaved. That makes total sense. But here's where a lot of owners quietly go wrong. They keep stacking up commands without giving their dog a real reason to care. Think about it this way. If your boss gave you a long list of tasks every single day but never once said good job, you'd start checking out too. That's exactly what's happening with your dog. Research from the University of Bristol found that dogs trained with reward-based methods showed significantly fewer problem behaviors than those trained with punishment or commands alone. When your dog sits, stays, or comes to you, mark that moment immediately with a treat, a toy, or even just an excited yes. The marker has to come within 2 seconds, or your dog won't connect it to the right action. You don't need fewer rules, you just need to make following them feel worth it. Number 9, skipping the small moments. Here's a question for you. When was the last time you actually acknowledged your dog just for being in the room? Not a full play session, not a training drill, just a quick glance, a soft word, or a gentle pat as you walked by. Those tiny moments matter more than most people realize. To your dog, you are their entire social world. Every time you pass them without a flicker of recognition, you're sending a quiet signal that says, you're not that important right now. Over time, those signals stack up. Dr. John Bradshaw, a leading animal behaviorist at the University of Bristol, has noted that dogs are highly attuned to human attention and actively seek social feedback throughout the day. A 2-second ear scratch when you walk into a room costs you nothing, but to your dog, it's a deposit into your relationship bank. Make it a habit and watch how your dog starts gravitating toward you more naturally. Number 8. Using their name as a warning. A study published in the journal Animal Cognition found that dogs respond to the emotional tone of human speech just as much as they respond to the actual words. So when you say Max in a sharp, frustrated tone every time he's chewing something he shouldn't, Max doesn't just hear his name, he hears danger. Over time, his brain starts wiring those two things together. Suddenly, hearing his own name makes him nervous instead of happy. Test it yourself. Call your dog's name right now in a calm and cheerful voice and watch their reaction. If they hesitate, look away, or come to you with their tail low. That's a sign the damage is already starting. From this point forward, make it a rule to only use your dog's name in a positive or neutral context, and always follow it with something good like a treat, praise, or a fun moment together. Number 7. Misreading their body language. Your dog is talking to you all the time, but most of the conversation is going completely over your head. When your dog turns their head away, yawns, licks their lips, or tries to move away from you, those aren't random quirks, those are stress signals. They're your dog's way of saying, I need a little space right now. If you keep going in for a hug or a cuddle in those moments, you're not being affectionate, you're teaching your dog that their signals don't work. That erodes trust faster than almost anything else on this list. Learning even 5 basic stress signals, like whale eye, a tucked tail, flattened ears, a stiff body, or excessive yawning, gives you a completely different picture of how your dog is actually feeling around you. Number 6. Inconsistent rules at home. Imagine being told the speed limit is 60 one day, then getting pulled over for doing 60 the next. Frustrating, right? That's your dog's life when the rules keep shifting. You let them on the couch on movie night, then scold them for jumping up on Tuesday morning. You let them beg at the table once, then wonder why they do it every single time. Your dog isn't being stubborn or manipulative, they're just confused. Dogs don't generalize rules the way humans do. They learn through repetition and consistency, and every exception you make resets that learning. Pick your rules, stick to them, and make sure everyone in the house is on the same page, because mixed signals from different family members are just as damaging as mixed signals from you alone. Number 5. Rushing through walks. According to a study from the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science, dogs that are allowed to sniff freely during walks show lower cortisol levels. meaning they are measurably less stressed afterward. Your dog processes the world almost entirely through their nose, and a single fire hydrant can tell them more about the neighborhood than you could learn from a week of people watching. When you yank them away from every interesting smell to keep up your pace, you're not just cutting their fun short, you're actively stressing them out. A rushed walk might burn physical energy, but it leaves your dog mentally unsatisfied, which is actually one of the biggest drivers of anxiety and bad behavior at home. Try giving your dog a dedicated sniff break for at least 5 to 10 minutes of every walk, where they get to lead and explore at their own pace. You'll notice a calmer, more contented dog by the time you get back through the door. Number 4, forcing socialization. You want your dog to be friendly and confident, and that's a great instinct. But there's a real difference between encouraging confidence and forcing exposure. When you push your dog toward a stranger, another dog, or a busy environment before they're ready, their nervous system goes into overdrive. Their brain files that moment away not as "I was brave," but as "my owner put me in danger and didn't listen." That's a direct hit to your role as their protector. Real socialization is gradual. It means letting your dog observe new things from a safe distance, rewarding calm behavior, and only moving closer when your dog chooses to. Confidence that's built at your dog's own pace actually sticks, whereas forced exposure often creates lasting fear responses that are much harder to undo. Number 3, punishment over guidance. Yelling at your dog might feel like a natural reaction in the moment, but here's what's actually happening in their brain. Your dog doesn't connect your anger to the thing they did wrong, especially if even a few seconds have passed. All they experience is a sudden, scary outburst from the person they love most. That creates fear, not understanding. Physical corrections like leash jerks or tapping their nose are even worse, because they teach your dog to associate your hands with pain. Dogs learn through clarity and consequence, not through intimidation. Instead of punishing the wrong behavior, redirect your dog to the right one and reward that immediately, because that's the kind of leadership your dog can actually follow and trust. Number 2, neglecting one-on-one time. Being in the same room as your dog is not the same as being present with them, and your dog knows the difference. When you're physically there but mentally buried in your phone, your dog is watching you, waiting for a signal that you're available, and getting nothing back. That quiet rejection adds up. Dogs are wired for social connection, and low-quality time actually teaches them to stop seeking you out. Set aside even 10 to 15 minutes a day of fully undistracted time. Put the phone down, get on the floor, play a game, do a short training session, or just let your dog lean against you while you're actually paying attention. That focused window of connection does more for your bond than hours of passive coexisting ever will. Number 1, unknowingly rewarding insecurity. This one is the hardest to hear because it comes from a place of genuine love. When your dog whines, trembles, or hides during a thunderstorm, your instinct is to scoop them up, speak in a soft voice, and tell them everything is okay. But here's what the science actually says. A study published in Science magazine found that when owners responded to fearful behavior with excessive comfort and soothing, dogs showed prolonged stress responses compared to dogs whose owners stayed calm and neutral. Every time you mirror your dog's panic with anxious coddling, you're essentially confirming that there really is something to be afraid of. You become a reinforcement machine for the very fear you're trying to eliminate. True support looks like calm, steady energy, redirecting your dog to a normal activity, and rewarding the moments when they choose to settle on their own. It feels counterintuitive, but building your dog's confidence means letting them work through small discomforts instead of shielding them from every single one. You've just uncovered the quiet habits that were slowly chipping away at your bond. But knowing what not to do without knowing what to do instead is like fixing a leak without turning on the water. So jump into our next video where we cover 12 real and simple ways to tell your dog you love them in ways that actually land. Watch it, and you'll start seeing a difference in your dog's eyes before the video is